It is freaking cold. How are you guys doing? Welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about how I'm not going to show that zipper in my film. We're going to be talking about things that you're going to need as a home health / hospice nurse for winter. So for those of you who have never been here before, my name is Allie. I am a hospice nurse. For all those people who live in the warmer states where you don't have snow, ice, sleet, well, you might get sleet, but snow and ice, this is not for you. Okay, this is strictly for the people who have to deal with the cold, and we're a little bitter about it. I'm sorry. So I'm going to be going over some things that you as a home health / hospice nurse should be keeping in your car. These are some of the things that I just keep in my car. There's some things that I probably should keep in my car that I don't. We'll also go over those things and why I don't keep them in my car. Mostly because I have no room because I have so much other stuff in my trunk nowadays. So the first guy we're going to be looking at is, can you guess? Sugar. This guy, your scraper, snow brush. It's awesome. This one extends. What the hell is in my eye? This for sure. Number one, you don't want to be stuck in a snowstorm getting out of your patient's house and have to clear your car off with your hand. Moving on. Jesus Christ. A snow broom. It's the actual name of the brand. Snow without the W, B-R-U-M. Might be German. So this helps when the snow piles on top of the car because most states now you have to clean off the top of your car, otherwise you're going to get a ticket. And I mean, you kind of look like an asshole as well because all that snow flies everywhere, can turn to ice and shatter someone else's windshield. So clean off the top of your car, especially if you have an SUV. Snow broom, super helpful. It's also extendable for thine short peoples. Number 3, snow tracks. I've never had to use them, but you put them under your tires and they can get you out of slippery situations. I think you can get them at pretty much any like auto parts store, Walmart, of course the Amazon. Number 4, I do not have, but I do recommend that some people get them, are crampons. You heard me. Crampons. They are spiky attachments you can put on the bottom of your shoes. My agency offers them. I do not have them because I never went to the office to go grab mine, to go back to the office unless it's absolutely necessary. And I just never grab mine. But you can get them at like Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's, or even Walmart has them, and they run about $15. I'm sure you could find cheaper ones on Amazon. A lot of our patients might not have their driveways plowed because they are elderly, and in the winter we might still have to make calls before people are there to plow the driveway or salt and sand the walkway. Sometimes it's still going to be treacherous. I take my risks. I wear sneakers in the winter and I tread lightly. For those of you who might have an unsteady foot, crampons. And plus you look cool like you're hiking up to Mount Everest, except you're actually really going to go give somebody a suppository because they haven't had a bowel movement in 5 days. Number 5. It is for your tires. It can put air into your tires. You plug it into your cigarette lighter and it will blow up your tires. Also comes with a light on it because guess what? If you are on the side of the road blowing up your tires at night, you're gonna want a light. It's a safety thing. You can also use this as an emergency light as well if you get stranded somewhere and your car is still running. What I do recommend is carrying a flashlight, and I have one somewhere in here, like a shakeable one with the battery. Yeah, so and it comes with different attachments in the back too, so you can also use this for blowing up things around the house as well. Like my tires are run flats, so I don't get a spare tire with my car. Yeah. All right. Where are we? Number 6? Possibly. I'm educated. I can count. Yikes. Get a AAA card. I'll put a logo somewhere here. Cause, duh, Roadside Assistance. Is it OnStar or the SOS, whatever it is? Like, I don't have that in my car. I do have it, but I just don't pay for it because whatever, we have cell phone. is something that you should have. I think everybody has AAA now, just in case you do end up needing to get your car towed or get yourself out of a sticky situation. If you feel unsafe on the road, getting out to change a tire maybe or something like that, they will come and assist. Number 7. Where's my other thing? Oh my gosh, my car is getting abused. I am so sorry. Ew, what's on my ceiling? This is a mini shovel. Yay. Yes, because sometimes you might have to actually dig yourself out. I've been in situations where the snow is legit falling so fast that you just have to dig out your tires. And if you end up slipping, then you have these. Oh no, it's leaking on me. I keep my snow stuff in the cabin, which is this area. Because of the fact that it's easier to grab if I need to get out of the car and dust off my windshield. Sometimes getting into your trunk, if it has a ton of snow on it, it's all gonna fall all over the stuff that's inside of the trunk, which can be wound care supplies, your PPE. Worry about opening my trunk to get it. That was pre-COVID. Now I just can't even fit it in my trunk because of the amount of crapola that's in there right now. Number 8, antifreeze and windshield wiper fluid. Those are 2 things I don't carry on me, and I really should, but I don't visit rural areas. There's literally a gas station probably every 5 miles in the area that I cover. For those of you who are traveling an hour or so between patients, like out in Ohio, Iowa, wherever you might be, that it's cold in rural, I'm sure you guys probably keep that in your car now. People might not really think of it because we do go through more windshield wiper fluid in the winter because obviously the salt, right, gets caked on it. If you're servicing an area that has not so many gas stations or service areas where you can actually find those things. So be prepared is all I'm saying. Things that I usually keep in my car, if I know that it's going to snow the day I'm working, expecting a nor'easter, or even a little bit of snow. Boots, gloves, and a hat, because I normally would wear hats into visits, but because of COVID, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that hat situation yet. Ugh, sucks. I miss wearing cute hats into facilities. Sturdy gloves, not like the kind that are gonna get soaked when you wipe off your windshield or when you're outside trying to dig out your car. Gloves that are waterproof, because if you do get stuck on the side of the road, you do not want those like gloves, the ones that come with your matching scarf. Probably not going to be the best. And snow boots, yay. I keep my snow boots with me if I know it's going to be snowing, because sometimes, like I said, I've been in situations where the snow just is snowing so bad. I think I'm getting distracted by the thing in my eye. It's falling so fast that when I walk into a facility, there's like 6 inches of snow on the ground. There's no plows. Sometimes I service places at like 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, the parking lots have not necessarily been plowed, and my Danskos or my sneakers are probably going to get soaked, which means my feet are going to get soaked. Not fun, because there's a kid across the street. His car sounds like a fart. They say though, every sticker adds 2 horsepower. Good for you and your muffler. No. Did see somewhere that they had fleece lined scrubs somewhere, and then you get into your patient's house and it's like 95 degrees and then you're sweating. If you want to be prepared, for sure, have at least a shovel, have your snow brush, your treads, crampons if you're really into it. In conclusion, prepared, know your surroundings, get the AAA. Highly recommend. It's treacherous out there. If you know there's going to be inclement weather the day before, prepare yourself for that as well. Also prepare your patients too. In hospice, our case managers and other nurses will help do what we call a tuck-in, which you're supposed to do normally on Fridays anyway. But if there is an emergency situation happening where the weather might be treacherous and we might not be able to get there in a sufficient amount of time, make sure your patients have their meds stocked before that weekend. Sometimes we'll know like a couple of days ahead, or maybe sometimes 5 days ahead, that there's going to be some shit going down. and we don't want our patients being hung out to dry. We want to make sure that they have a backup plan if their power goes out. Do they have generators? If they don't have generators, do they have somewhere to go? Like a family member's house? Do they have transport to there? Are they able to be transported? Do we need to transport them to somewhere where we need to keep them for respite for a little bit, like a facility if their power does go out? Make sure that they have adequate food, and that they obviously have somebody who's kind of looking out for them. This goes especially for our elderly population. We want to make sure that they're all set. I mean, we care about all of our patients, but usually they're the ones who are alone than not, unfortunately. So we need to make sure that everything's going to be okay. And we don't only do this for home patients. We're supposed to do this also for facility patients too. We want to, obviously it's a legal mandate to have backup generators for facilities, but you never really know. So make sure that they have a backup plan if there's going to be inclement weather. Tuck them in nicely. Make sure if they have oxygen that they have their backup tanks filled and set, and that they have enough oxygen to get them by. If they're on a continuous, they're going to need that North Korea size torpedo tank. They might need a few of them. You have to make our DME companies aware of that issue. If a patient's power does go out and say they're on generators, but they can only supply power to certain parts of the house at one time, so it might not be that oxygen concentrator. We might need to get them, or they might not want to leave their house if the power goes out. So we might need to have them have daily deliveries of oxygen. Sometimes it can take days to restore power to certain areas. That did happen. It happens pretty much every winter here, sometimes when there's really severe snow and ice. So just make sure everybody's nice and tucked in, prepared. Make sure you're prepared. And if you feel like it's a dangerous, treacherous situation, don't be afraid to call your manager and say, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it out of here if I go. Know your boundaries as well, because you're not good to anybody if you're stuck in a freaking snowbank for 3 hours. Just prepare the families as well. Make sure they're educated on how to administer those the comfort kit meds as well, because if anything happens, we want them to be able to know and be confident how to do it. Because if we can't get there for an hour and a half because we're driving 20 miles an hour down the highway, yeah, always keep backup food and water, and backup clothes if you really need to. Some nights, because I just wouldn't make it home. Luckily my territory now is closer. But when I first started hospice, and I moved shortly after I started, I was sometimes over an hour away from my actual house, and it wasn't worth me going back home. And you may be like, well, that's kind of a waste of money to buy a hotel just to go to work, but it's my job, and the patients need you. Hope you guys got some useful tips out of this video. I know somebody did request this video, and there are a lot of us healthcare workers who are out in the field, like literally sometimes you're in a field. That's where your patient's house is. Yeah. So, there's a lot of us out there who are going to be running into winter weather. So you want to make sure you are prepared not to be stranded on the side of the road. It's not cute.
1 minute you're on the road looking at the scenery. Next thing you know, you're in the scenery looking at the road.
So drive safe, and make sure you know your area. Don't be afraid to drive super slow and take your time. There's the weather and traffic, all of that is out of your control. Oh my God, there's a fox, you guys. Wonderful day. Be safe out there. I hope everyone feels safe and secure. I know everybody is feeling a lot of anxiety since cases are literally going up everywhere. Hospitalizations are at an all-time high. And like I always say, you have to watch out for yourself. If there's an unsafe situation, contact your supervisor, okay? We're all kind of hanging in there, doing our best for our patients, our families, ourselves. What's on my finger? Oh, makeup problem. So let me know how you're doing in your area. Bye guys. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really would help me out. I'm really, really close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm super happy about that. That makes me so happy that so many people have taken interest on this journey of whatever the heck my channel is, the smorgasbord that it is. You guys are the best. Seriously. Thank you so much. Bye.